As a kid, we grew up in the construction business. My dad and grandpa had a local construction company, building and framing local barns around here. That was the first bit of construction that we were brought into. Realizing that I was more of a hands-on person, and went to work for a local restoration company in the area here. Absolutely fell in love with the restoration part of things, fell in love with the helping people part of the business. We come in there and some of people's worst times in their lives with the opportunity to put a superhero cape on and really save the day. After a year and a half working there, I saw some holes and gaps that I thought could be filled from operational to customer service, and in January of 2008, Midwest Restoration was founded. A stepping stone of the business was walking into a person's home after they had a house fire. They had already interviewed other contractors. Me going into it, I'm thinking it's based on price, size, capability. The first thing I did was saw the house and gave the homeowner a hug and said, this is gonna be okay. And we were hired on the job the next, almost that day, because I was the only person that showed up not asking about insurance coverages, bragging about ourselves or how good we are. It was, I'm gonna make sure you're taken care of. And I think at that point, it was a realization to me that this is not robotic. There's such a human element to it that we can't forget. It's more than dollars and cents. It's more than P&L sheets. All that's important, but if we're not putting the customer number one and treating them like they're our only customer, then who are we? We're no better than anybody else. It's the fall of 2023, specifically October. Midwest was cruising. It was almost growing to the point of, I don't know how to slow it down. Good problems to have, per se. I was working personally 70, 80 hours a week, and that's maybe underestimated, it could be more. That day in October, my dad had come over to the house. He had said, hey, this is amazing what you're doing. I see you in the newspaper. I see you win these awards. You're literally achieving something that he always wanted to and didn't get that level. He followed it up with, he's like, do you realize we haven't spent a single day together hunting or fishing this entire year? And it's late October. So I'm at the table, okay, literally in tears, saying, hey, this is great, but what are you doing? You know, what's it all worth if you can't enjoy the time? So next day, I reached out to a friend in Florida that's a business broker, saying I need some help or some advice. I can't do this myself anymore. The Midwest is going at a pace that I can't control it, nor do I know how to operate a business this big. I don't have an education in business. So sent over the brief financials to him. He calls me back and says, what do you want to do with this thing? This is a monster that you can do whatever direction you want to go. Let me introduce you to this thing called PE. So at that point, we started interviewing these private equity companies. Early November, we accepted an LOI for a company. Everything sounded great. We were set to close a couple days before Christmas. 10 days before Christmas, I got a call from that said company saying, we don't have the funding for it, the deal's off. It happened overnight, it happened instantly. Now me feeling a failure, and then I gotta tell my family, it's done. This American dream's not coming true. I turned the world off for a couple weeks, told my buddy, the broker in Florida, I'm done with private equity, I'm done with this stuff, I'll just work till I die, I'll figure it out. He called me the day before Christmas saying, hey, I want to put you on a phone call with a guy. He's with Alpine investors. Entertained the phone call and said, if you're serious, I'll meet your merger and acquisition team next week. Within 2 hours, I got a text message from Jarrett at Alpine with flight confirmations that their M&A team will be there 3 days after Christmas before the weekend. So their team flies out, and the biggest thing that I could take away from that meeting initially was that they made me feel as though they were lucky to even be talking to me and having the opportunity to even entertain to acquire Midwest and myself, opposed to the previous company that we had the LOI signed with, and even the other companies that we had talked to, made it very, I was lucky to talk to them. And at that point, that was the first sign that I knew this was going to be something different. In March of 2024, I successfully sold Midwest Restoration to Alpine investors. Since the acquisition, all kinds of great changes, growth, 6 internal promotions, bigger, better benefit package from the 401k to health, vision, life, basically anything to do with improving employee wellness. We've opened up a second location in Door County, third location in central Wisconsin is coming in fourth quarter. We have people that have started here at $12 an hour as a production laborer that is now a site lead or project managers, that when we interview new people, we can confidently say, you choose your own destiny within this company, and we're going to put you there.
Ever since Alpine was introduced to Midwest, it has given us the ability to do things that we couldn't, to get more tools, get more employees to come into work. It's almost like we hit like a little plateau where we were stagnant to an extent, and I think Alpine really just was that big push that we needed to be able to become what we are now and continue to grow.
The ability to start a job on rebuild side a little faster because the backing that's there, that gives us the opportunity to expedite that process. A lot of customers really enjoy that we're able to get in there sooner than later.
The way that Guardian and Alpine respectively are honoring my legacy and what I've started here at Midwest locally, but also on a bigger scale as well. Now, I've been asked to help out on a Guardian level, that not only can I run Midwest locally and still have that, my personal legacy here, the names on the building, other locations, that's great, but now I can help on a bigger scale and bring what we've built here successfully to Midwest, help out with best practices across all these other Guardian partner companies, building relationships across the nation as well, putting things into place there that we built here. If somebody asks my advice as a founder, I would say, do what's right for yourself, your employees, but this is also a time to be selfish. Think about yourself for once. Anybody that's built a business that's successful enough to want to be acquired by Alpine means you did something right, and there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into it. Be selfish, think about yourself and your family first. And next off, think about your family here at work and do what's best for everybody combined involved.